Hi everybody, welcome back to the channel. This is a very short video just showing you how to level your caravan using a ramp, but also managing to still be able to place the Alco lock in the correct position. There are other methods of being able to level your caravan and get the Alco lock on itself. Notably, you've got the lock and level system. That I think is really beneficial if you have a twin axle caravan. So it comes in two compartments and you're able to separate the two, so you can blow one side up and basically you're lifting the caravan up as you would with a jack, and then you can physically turn the wheel into the right position, get the spoke and the receiver on the chassis. Absolutely perfect. Put your first lock on, and then you can drop the caravan, lift the caravan up from the other side, and again manually turn the wheel and make sure that you get in that perfect position for your Alco lock. Now what I like about that is you can actually do it from inside the caravan, because you can disconnect the power, so you can be in the caravan with the spirit level, and yeah, it's a really effective way of leveling the caravan. Personally, I don't find it too difficult with a ramp, so that's why we've probably not invested into that. I've also seen people with almost little jacks that the wheels sit in, so you drive over it, you place it in the wheel, and then you wind it up, and then it just, same as a jack would, it just lifts the wheel like that. And lastly, there is obviously like the auto leveling systems. We spoke to Alco about it at the show, and we were trying to arrange something where we maybe had it fitted to our caravan, but we decided against it really because of the weight. So as you'll know, the payload in caravans is not particularly great. It's not great in ours. With all the extras that we've got on the caravan, it gives us a really small payload. We don't want to maybe use sort of 30 to 40 kilos for the leveling system, because then we've got to find 30 or 40 kilos worth of things inside the caravan to take back out. So I'm going to go and get the caravan, and I am going to show you exactly what I do with just a ramp, the motor movers and the Alco lock. But before I do you remember me saying this? So we've now turned over into March, and we have just had a fantastic weekend away, and I packed the chairs and we even managed to sit outside for a bit. So I have this sort of premonition that this year is going to be like the COVID summer that we had. I think it's going to start early, and I think we're in for a lovely summer. So considering the weather that we've had this week and this weekend, I think we've had some pretty decent weather already in the first half of the year. Did I get it right? Now, I know I always say this is going to be a short video. It's going to be short because it's so simple. I'm sure most of you already know how to do this, have been accused in other videos of stating the obvious, but there may be some of you out there that maybe don't know how to do it the quickest and easiest way. So where we are at the moment is actually flat, but the process is still the same. So we're moving to a site later on, but I just wanted to show you here while I've got a little bit of time how I level up the caravan with a ramp, the motor movers, and still being able to put the Alco wheel lock on. So there's two parts to this. Well, actually there's three parts to this. The first part will be governed by where you need to be positioned on your pitch. Now that will slightly change depending on where your valve is on your tyre, because there's 5 spokes of the right size for the lock, but I can't use this one because of the valve. So if you're on quite a tight pitch and you're in the perfect position and that valve does fall on the receiver here, you may need to do a little bit of wiggling. Now what I tend to do is just get the caravan, maybe just go off to the side, maybe sort of go around like that, come back. There's no science to it, but it always seems to work for me. I guess as a law of averages, there's 5 spokes, I can't use one, so there's every chance that then when I get it back into the right position, one of the other 4 are going to be over the receiver. Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. So now your caravan is located in the correct position on the pitch, and the receiver is in the right place. Now you need to go inside and check the level of the caravan. Just also note that if the backwards and forwards level of the caravan is dramatically off, then you may want to adjust that first, because the axle is the pivot, and obviously as you're moving that, the wheel's staying the same, but the chassis is going either up or down, and you will find that your receiver will be in the wrong position. So level it front to back as best you can, go inside, use the spirit level, and my tip would be to use the floor rather than some of the surfaces like the kitchen surface or the front table. They can be out anyway, whereas the floor is probably going to be the most level place in the caravan. Okay, so you've been inside the Caravan and you've realised that the Caravan is not level side to side. Now, in terms of how much of the ramp we're going to use, it's guesswork. The more you go away, the more experienced you are, the more you'll kind of work out how much of the ramp you're going to need on either side. If we're nearly level, then I don't tend to worry doing anything. If I'm going to have to use a ramp to level the Caravan, then what I will do is put a slight incline to the front, only very slightly, but our plug in the shower is at the front and it just makes it easier for the water to go away. Otherwise, me and Sarah in the shower pushing all the water up with our feet to make it go down the plug hole. So yeah, if we're going to bother going to you know, the hassle of putting the ramp under the wheel, then I will give it a very slight incline towards the front. Your Caravan might be different, your plugs might be at the back, and you may be lucky enough to have 2 plugs, which is an absolutely brilliant idea, because yeah, it is quite hard to get that water to drain away. Okay, so here is our ramp that we use. Now, I bought this from a second-hand shop. I paid a couple of pounds for it. They generally come in packs of 2, but for a Caravan single axle, you only really need 1. You're not going to level it on both sides. I don't use them as chocks. So yeah, go to a second-hand shop and buy these, because, you know, I sort of looked at it and I was like, oh, it's dirty or whatever. All you do is drive over them. You put them on the floor and you drive over them, so they don't need to be brand new and shiny. So as I said a minute ago, a lot of it is guesswork, and generally speaking, if you're only a little bit out, you're going to be down here. If you're a bit out, you're going to be here. If you're a lot out, you're going to be here. Now, what I do is make sure that the Alco lock is in the right place, and then I lay that on the floor basically wherever I want it. So let's say we're going for a medium incline here, so I lay it there. I might lay it there, or I might lay it there, but let's go for medium. Now let's get the motor mover remote. So this is exactly the same for both sides, so whether you're doing it this side or the other side, it's exactly the same. As long as that is in the right place before you start and you lay it out on the floor, it should be fine. The only thing is, obviously, if it's on the other side, you've got to go to and from the other side of the van. So it's definitely a lot easier this way. I think I've just switched that off. It doesn't really matter whether you roll backwards or forwards, you know, however you want your ramp. But obviously, if your ramp's facing that way, you're going to have to go forward. So just move the Caravan enough to be able to slide it under, but make sure you keep exactly the same position. Now, as you move the Caravan back, it does have a tendency to go a little bit to the side, and if you're anything like me, you're going to want your Caravan to be perfectly level on your pitch. Sorry, not level that way, but, you know, at a right angle. So then just roll it back. You might hear a little bit of cracking, and you can see the Caravan's going slightly off at that angle. Let me just move the camera back. So I just want to turn the Caravan slightly to the side, and it will go up as well. If you're pressing that one up in the corner, it will go up at the same time, but just to make it straight again, and just keep going. Now, when you, let me take the camera off of here. Okay, so you can see the Alco receiver there. It's not quite in the right place. I need to go back a little bit more, back a little bit more. So now you can see that the receiver here is dead on central. Now, when you're looking to make sure that the receiver's in the right place, either get right down low or come really far back, because if you're just looking at it from standing height, then it might look central to you at that position, but when you go to put the lock on, you won't be able to get it on. Now, what I would do is make sure you can get your lock on before you bother putting your steadies down, because if you do need to adjust it, then obviously that's a job that you'll want to save till the end. So at this point, I'd go back inside, check the spirit level and see where we're at. Now, I'm not going to demonstrate because it's really simple. If it's fine, great. If it's not, then I'll roll the Caravan back down. I will just demonstrate. So I'd roll the Caravan back down, and then if I needed slightly more incline, again, stating the obvious, you would just push that forward. If you want less incline, you just move that back, because the Caravan is going to stop in exactly the same position. So it's this that needs to move and not the Caravan. So for a change, I might have actually been able to keep to my word and made this a short video. It is obvious, and I'm sure lots of people will say, yeah, know how to do that. But just, you know, for those of you who are maybe new, for those of you who are maybe thinking about buying an Alco lock if you've not had one before, it's really not a hardship. The only thing I would say, without the motor movers, it's near on, I wouldn't say it's impossible. There's plenty of people out there that will have, you know, the skills, reversing skills, I guess, but it's really, really hard, and I certainly couldn't do it on my own. So yeah, while our motor movers weren't working, that's the reason why we stayed on level pitches. We'd ring a Caravan site and we'd say, you know, how flat are your pitches? Can you put us on the flattest one possible? But if you have motor movers, there is no issue leveling your Caravan with the Alco lock. Okay, thank you very much for watching. We'll see you in the next one, which will be a video on Wednesday in the van of the collective. Yeah, thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.